A handful of games with double-digit spreads this week, and most of them involve a home team coming off a loss, and that home team getting points. And one of those games is the Broncos. They're coming off that loss in Seattle. Nathaniel Hackett electing to go for the 64-yard field goal at the end, taking on a Texans team coming off a tie that should have been a win.
Yeah, and a Texans team that's improved. I mean, let's be honest. Pete loves on Davis Mills. I'll let you talk about him. My concerns are more kind of what we saw from Denver. That was not an offense that I felt like Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson were in sync. Obviously, the late game clock management was absolutely awful. You've heard Nathaniel Hackett then now talk about the fact that, yeah, we probably should have went for it, or we definitely should have went for it in his words. But it was more the fact their defense. This team and Vic Fangio had talked about being a quarterback away during his time there because their defense was so good. The offensive line had improved, and they had a running game. Well, now you have all those things on offense. You have that quarterback, and you don't have the defense to back it up. And you've got the personnel. You bring in Randy Gregory, you got Bradley Chubb, but they're not getting quite as much pressure, at least not consistently. They're not stopping the run. The secondary is playing soft on guys. I mean, Pat Surtain's one of the best cornerbacks, and he's playing 10 yards off. And he plays great from playing press man-to-man. So I have a lot of reservations about this young coaching staff and what they're doing with the personnel. Are they putting them in the best position to win? Denver wins this game. I don't know that they blow out the Texans.
I'm going to take the Texans in the points as well. They should have won last week. I mean, there was a late fumble. Mills fumbled in the pocket. And that kind of flipped the thing back. I think they're much improved. They play hard. They're tough. The defense is better than it's been. And they didn't even get anything out of Nico Collins last week. I think they'll get that going as well. Denver was weird the other night, and I thought the play calling was weird, but I thought Russell Wilson, he threw for 365 yards and didn't have a good game. He checked it down, he did some things, but the clock winding down the whole game and the delay of games and the fumbles, it just was a sloppy performance. And you can criticize Hackett all you want, but you have a veteran quarterback on that team. He has to know better.
Look, I've said this. He should have called the timeout.
Correct.
If Hackett didn't, I mean, you can watch the Manning cast and Peyton's doing it. I was watching it going, what are we doing right now? Take a timeout. You're going to talk about it. And by the way, you can still talk about going for the field goal if you want to do that, but you don't need to waste the 30 seconds.
Right.
Give yourself the extra time in the event that you do choose to go for the 4th and 5. Now you have a little bit more time to use these other 2 timeouts and get closer. I mean, I'm more looking back at Nathaniel Hackett and what I'd say to my kicker, the 46-yard line, like that's where you're saying, like that's where we need to get to. That's a 64-yard field goal. Like I'm saying to him, no, realistically, the 40-yard line, like you're a little bit closer than that.
But there was no urgency in that drive whatsoever.
100%.
None. Zero. And that's on the quarterback. I'm sorry. The quarterback's been around this league a long time. That's on him.
Quarterback scales? Russell Wilson?
Oh, no. Russell Wilson's better than Davis Mills.
Mills Mafia? Come on.
No,
Mills
he's
Mafia?
better. He's better.
But
you know what?
That's your guy.
He better handle the end of game situations better. For a guy who's been around the league that long.
Well, and he did in Seattle. That was what was so eye-opening to me is the way Russell Wilson would close games in the 4th quarter during his time in Seattle. You'd find it hard-pressed to find someone who was better than him in those late-game scenarios. And that's what I was surprised by. Is he was almost surprised by the situation, like they hadn't practiced it or gone over it.
It was weird.
It really was weird. I don't know how else to describe it.
Yeah, weird.
All right.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.